Hey guys, this is Miss Arias and I am going to show you how to solve an absolute value equation by graphing. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so here are the steps. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is graph the left side of the equal sign, which in this example is the absolute value of x minus 3 plus 2. After that, then we're going to want to graph the right side of the equal sign, which is 5. Once we've graphed each side, then we're going to want to find the points of intersection. All right, so let's do that. I'm going to use my calculator to help me graph my absolute value. So first thing I want to type in is the left side of the equal sign. All right, so I'm going to press this little button right here, which is between the 9 and the button that looks like a little book. All right, so I'm going to press that, and then this little menu is going to pop up. And the one that I want is this one, which is the absolute value, and it's already highlighted, so I'm just going to press enter. All right, inside of the absolute value, I'm going to type in x minus 3. Okay, next I want to scroll out just because I want to move to the right side of the absolute value, and I'm going to type in plus 2. Okay, so there's the left side of the equal sign, and now I'm going to press enter. Okay, so that's what my left side is going to look like once I graph it, and I'm going to graph this onto my grid, and I'm going to graph this using 3 points. I'm going to first graph my vertex and then 2 other points, one on the left side of the absolute value and one on the right side of the absolute value. So I'm going to use my graph to help me do that. I'm first going to graph the vertex, and I'm going to use my calculator. So I'm going to hit the menu button, then go to 6, which is analyze graph. In this particular case, it is a minimum, so 2. And then I have this dotted line, and it says lower bound. So what I want to do is I'm going to use this little mouse, and I want to move over to the left side of the vertex. Make sure that you move far enough, and then press enter. Now it's going to say upper bound. So now I want to again move my little mouse, and I want to move this over to the right side of the vertex. And then again press enter. And there's my vertex. My vertex is 3, 2. So that's going to be my first point that I graph on my grid. It's right there. Okay, so now I want to come up with 2 other points. I want to find one point over on the left side of the absolute value, and then another point over on the right side of the absolute value. So I'm going to use my table to help me with that. So on your calculator, hit Control and then T, and there's your table. Okay, so to come up with a point over on the left side, so I can choose different points. I can choose 2, 1, 0, -1, and so on. So 3, 2 is my vertex. So I want to choose a point over on the left side, so that's going to be up here. So I'm going to choose I'm going to choose 1, 4. So there's 1 point. Okay, now I want to come up with another point over on the right side. So 3, 2 was my vertex. All right, so right side would be below that. I'm going to choose, I'll choose 7, 6. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my ruler. Move this over. There's the left side. Now connect these two other points. Okay, and there's my absolute value. Okay, so we just graphed the left side of the equal sign, and now I want to graph the right side of the equal sign, which is 5. So when I graph that, it's going to give me a horizontal line. Here's 5. So again, I'm going to use my ruler. Okay, so I just graphed my right side. Okay, so the third step was to find the points of intersection. So my points of intersection, I see that they intersect here and here. So my solutions are going to be the x values of each point. So this point here was 0, 5. And this point here was 6, 5. And my solutions are my x values. So the solutions to this absolute value equations are x equals 0 and x equals 6.